Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, August 25th. And we are looking at window traders' market profile of the ES and SPY. Buyers got a little frisky this morning as they are attempting. Now, again, it's only the overnight. Right? It's going to happen during regular trading hours. But for now, we've popped above yesterday's high to put us into balance, which will initially be a 4-day balance, right? The last 3 days and today, as they got into that large gap from the other day, pre-market, SPY and ES. Triple Qs also trying to come into a 4-day balance. They did not get into their gap. They got right to the top of their 4-day balance before backing off. Russell, a different story. Russell was in balance for 3 days, so now Russell is attempting to go up on the daily. Remember, if they close that gap from the other day, they would also be attempting to get over May's high again. Now, as far as overnight high in SPY right now, 417.91, so we've backed off $2. Overnight low, 413.46. We had wide POC yesterday. So, if we stay above yesterday's high, we don't have to worry about that POC. Any acceptance back into yesterday's range, and you'll go trade at it. Now, you have Jackson Hole starting today, so there's going to be a lot of knee-jerk reactions as all these speakers do their thing, especially when Powell speaks. So keep that in mind. But again, to me, the market's going to tell you what it wants to do, right? It's been trying to go down on the daily, and they're attempting to put it back into balance. The weekly is in balance, and the monthly's still up, and we're battling in and out of July's high, which was an inside month, don't forget. So let the market tell you what's going on as far as a game plan this morning. Well, again, if a gap of $1 or less, I'll look for a long with the higher value. If the gap fills, I'll be out and reassess. If the gap holds, then you could certainly at least try to ride it up to where the overnight high is. Okay? Now, again, I'm looking at, I was looking at Qs on that. So if you take out the 20 seconds high, again, you're still in balance. Let's keep that in mind. This is just starting the balance. So it's not like balance rules apply where the balance is already set. The daily was down. Now it's coming into balance. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to stop at the 20 seconds high. We can get into the gap, fail at it, and come in, and then today's high will be the top of the balance. Hope that's understood. Plus, that gap is really large above us. I do not expect it to get filled the first time. Okay? Now, on the flip side, since we're coming into balance on the upside, most likely, then the low of the balance is yesterday's low. Because that's been established. Okay? Coming out of it to the upside. So then you'd have to see if you reversed. But anyway, long against a gap of a decent risk-reward size. The bigger the gap, the less likely I'm going to take the long. In fact, I'd probably look for a short between the 20 seconds high and the overnight high if we ought to push up there initially into that gap. And a long on a decent-sized gap. Any acceptance back inside yesterday's range, I'd beware because then the odds of possibly trading back to yesterday's POC are good. Again, these are all early plays. That goes for SPY, that goes for ES. Triple Qs, basically the same thing. Okay, you can certainly take a short against the overnight high and Monday's high. Depending on the gap, the size of it, you could take a long against it. Now, Russell, a little bit of a different story because they're coming out of balance to the upside. Will they just go to fill their gap? That's a possibility. It remains to be seen. But again, you can take a long against their gap. Okay? And then just quickly on the charts. So the monthly is still up. It's an ugly looking monthly bar, but it's still up. We came out of an inside month to the upside and we got $19 out of it. We got back into it the last couple of days. Now we're above it again by $3. We'll see if we're going to get any traction. The weekly is still firmly a 3-week balance. The gap is still our main focus. And the daily is now coming into most likely, all right, we haven't taken out yesterday's high yet. We still have an hour. We still have 90 minutes to go. But if we take out yesterday's high, we'll come into a 4-day balance. Don't forget the 20-day moving average will come into play. Right now in SPY, it was at 417.25. ES was around 41.83, but it will change once the market opens. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.